skies are mellow on a perfect summer day. Sausalito calling me. When the air is fresh and cool, we can gaze across the bay. From the Oakland Heights to the neon city lights, lost along the way. Yeah, Sausalito calling me. Sausalito calling. Sausalito calling. Music in the air. 86 degrees. Take it as you please. Something kind of mellow, mellow, mellow. Gotta take you on a ride. Gotta take you all the way home. Gonna teach you with the skies so mellow.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2013. Yo, we survived all of the stories of the Mayan calendar, destruction, tectonic plates shifting, all that. We survived. We made it. We still here. Welcome back. As You Are Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. First show on IntellectualRadio.com this year. Fitting as You Are Forefronts takes this ship to a whole nother level, a whole nother dimension. Thank you all for joining us for the ride. I'm your host, Akuasar. I am here in Chicago, chilling. It's a beautiful day outside, a nice, balmy 2 degrees, something like that. You know what I mean? Whew. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive. Giving thanks to the Creator, to the universe for keeping me present, keeping me here, keeping you guys present, keeping you all here. Say, man, it feels so good to be alive today. Alright, so yeah, we got a lot to get into this year. We're going to start it out powerfully. Today we're going to be building on a lot of different topics as usual, but we're going to headline with the conversation of deja vu. I mean, everybody knows what a deja vu feels like. We all have had experiences of it, but what is it? You know what I mean? What is it? Alright, we're going to get to the bottom of that today as well. Whew. I got a whole lot of things that I want to discuss, a whole lot of things that I want to express to you guys. First, my love for you all, for your undying support, and constantly, telling a friend. I saw a sister the other day at Trader Joe's, and she told me that, she tuned into the radio based off of, someone's conversations, what someone told her. So I appreciate you guys for spreading the word. I mean, As You Are Radio is a revolutionary show. It's not like anything else on the radio, on TV, anywhere, in media. You're not going to find nothing like this because you ain't going to find me nowhere except on IntellectualRadio.com. All right? So, like you checking for me, I'm checking for you, all right? So stay tuned in. Stay tuned in because that's what we're doing here. We're tuning ourselves into a whole nother vibration beyond this physical world, the TV, the media, and etc. The mainstream, even not in the mainstream, it's a lot of conversation about what's going on in politics and sports and religion and etc. However, I spilled on the other 99.999% of empty space in this universe. Let's build on the nothingness and see what we can get. Maybe we can get somewhere. I think we can. Alright? So again, I am your host, Akuasar. Thank you guys for tuning in as you do on a regular basis. Alright, so we're going to build today. My man DJ Out of Nowhere going to keep the tunes coming through, and we're going to keep building. So you all stay tuned. One love.
Talked about dedication. Talked about love and dedication. He wanted to see peace across the nation. Call for an end to world starvation. Feel the heart's inspiration. He used the word as his foundation. We need a proclamation. Some sign of our affection. We got to have a holiday.
Got to have a holiday. Yes, yes. Welcome back to As You Are Radio. This is your host, Aku Asar. You can find me on Facebook, Aku, A-K-H-U, Asar, A-U-S-A-R. Yeah, in my opinion, you know, every day is a holiday. Holiday, when I look at that word, I just see the word holy day. You know what I mean? So every day is holy to me. I'm grateful. Imagine wanting to be here today and not being here. Sucks. You know what I mean? But we don't have to worry about that right now because we're here. In some way, shape, or form, we're all here. So let's make the best of it. You know what I mean? While we're here, let's make the best of it. From the world I've seen, it's been a lot going on in the history books. And, you know, I heard that for the last 10,000 years, cats been beefing, and it's been wars and a lot of unnecessary, you know what I mean, destruction. You know what I mean, going towards the negative realm. But what would it look like if we went toward the positive realm? What heights could we ascend to? You know what I mean, if we're all focused on going higher, where would we go? What does that look like? What would it look like if everybody had a story similar to the story of the Christ, minus the being crucified, hung upon a cross part? I mean, what did it look like if we all were just kicking it, walking on water, turning water into wine, getting our bubbly on? You know what I mean? We could save a couple bucks there. Healing ourselves, those in our environment, healing our world. You know what I mean? What would that look like? We've seen the lows of darkness, Holocaust and slavery and wars and so many different abominations to the Mother Earth. But what it look like if we show love to Mama Earth? Like, man, just kicked it with her, accepted the gifts that she brought to us, never took from her more than she was willing to give. You know, what if we were all in sync and living a harmonious life? I mean, what would that look like if we all got along? Could we tap into other aspects of ourselves, like telekinesis? Could I not have to open my mouth to relay a message to you? What would that look like? Would you already know what it is that I'm going to need or want or choose for myself and have it ready for me by the time I get there? What use would I have for a smartphone, which is murdering millions all over the planet, for what goes inside of the smartphones? Will we just be able to just tune in through knowing? I mean, what else is there for us? Humans are using, what, 2 to 5% of their brains. Well, what's in the rest of our brains? I mean, what else we got up here? What are we storing up here that we don't even know about? Huh? I mean, we're going to get into all of this. Welcome you all to the show. You're just tuning in for the first time. This is As You Are Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. You can find us here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I mean, this is the new year, the first show of the new year on IntellectualRadio.com. We're gonna forefront this. We're going to lead this march higher. You know what I mean? Going higher, as usual. Okay? So, today, again, we will be building on the deja vu conversation. However, you know, I got a whole lot of things I've been working on that I want to share with you guys. gonna get into a little bit about what the 3-day party looked like. As usual, we're always, whether you know it or not, if you're tuning in, then you're being tuned in. Okay, we're always working your chakras. We're always working your energy centers, awakening them, enlightening them, shifting them, causing you to, slowly but surely wake up. Wake up. You know what I mean? Are you dreaming? Are you asleep? What do you know? Is what you think you know, is that what's real? What do you call real? You know what I mean? So many questions. You know what I mean? Which all lead to more questions. So at some point, we want to get to the answer. Alright? So we're going to dig deep within our own selves and find the answer. Alright? So stay tuned in. This is your host, Aku Asar. I'm here. IntellectualRadio.com studios. You guys stay tuned in. One love.
I might not be the right one, but there's something about us I want to say, 'cause there's something between us anyway. I might not be the right one, it might not be the right time, but there's something about us I've got to say. and get yourself.
Yeah. Back, live and direct from IntellectualRadio.com studios. This is your host, Aku Asar. Find me here in Chicago, building on As You Are Radio every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Got my main man, DJ Out of Nowhere. If you guys checking out the video, what up? You can't see DJ Out of Nowhere, you know what I mean? He's kind of, he visible, but you know what I mean, can't see him with your regular eyes, so you got to look to the first eye, you know what I mean? The Ajna Chakra. That was show number 5. So we've been here for a good half a year. We've been tuning in. You probably been tuning in for 6 months or so. So congratulations on that. You know what I mean? That in itself is an accomplishment just to continually be here. All right, so we're still here, and we're still building, we're still growing. We got a long way to go, but we can only get there with your support. So stay tuned in. As You Are Radio every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Tell a friend, okay? All right, so we appreciate everybody. We appreciate all of the supporters. Big up, Skyline Technology Services, as usual, representing the show, representing us, supporting us economically, getting us here. Skyline Technology Services is your #1 resource for a computer service, whatever it may be. Repair of a computer, upgrade, virus removal. If you got your smartphones and you do something not so smart, like crack the screen or something like that, give them a call. They'll repair all that, get all that situated. You know what I mean? No judgment. Get all that situated, get the screen hooked up, get your iPad repaired, iPods, whatever it is. It's not over. You don't have to deal with, all the sharp glass while you're trying to, scroll through your Facebook profile or what have you. All right, so give them a call, 312-428-0265. You can also check them out on the web at chicagoskyline.com. That's Chicago, SKEYELINE.com. All right, chicagoskyline.com. Also, big up to another major supporter as of late, Chaturanga Holistic Fitness. Man, they have been showing mad love. They have been showing happy love on the show, for our show, supporting us, always sponsoring us, continually supporting us. So we appreciate them. You can find Chaturanga Holistic Fitness at 1525 East 55th Street. And I'm telling you, go there. You get all of your energy work taken care of there. You can go and you can do your Tai Chi, you can do your yoga, your Pilates, you can do your Zumba, you can do your Brazilian dance, Jiu-Jitsu, Capoeira, massage. You can get your massage there, whatever it may be. Go check them out. You can also find them on the web at ChattarangAFitness.com. Chaturanga is spelled Chaturanga, fitness.com. Okay? All right, so big up to the IntellectualRadio.com family. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy holidays. Happy every day to you. Whatever you guys celebrate, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, Tuesday, whatever it may be, whatever your holiday is, make it a happy one. Thank you guys for being here. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you are here. And let's get into it. Okay, so this is guy in particular who I've seen a couple of times over in Hyde Park. And when I see him, he has a bald head, and he's usually wearing like a mailman uniform or maybe UPS uniform or something like that. But when I see his face, I know him. I swear I know him. And once I walked up to him and I asked him, you know, where do I know you from? Do I look familiar to you? And he said, yeah, you look familiar, but I can't really place it. I can't really place where I know you from. And, you know, we went through, you know, everything. I went through the schools, the churches, the jobs I went through all of that and could not remember or figure out where I knew this guy from, but we both knew we knew each other. Has that ever happened to you? Another time recently, I was over in South Shore, and I was walking into a cafe. I'm a cafe hopper, so, you know, any cafe that's popping in the city, man, let me know about it, because I like to go up in the cafe and chillax. That's one of the things I do. I hop cafes all over the world, so if you know of a dope cafe, post it on my Facebook page, so I'm going to go check it out. All right, so this particular cafe, I don't remember the name. It was my first time going into it, but it's over on Exchange, 72nd and Exchange. And as I'm walking in, this brother was walking past me, and I looked at him and he looked at me, and we both dapped each other up like, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? And I'm like, oh man, I'm good. How you been? You good? You good? And I was like, okay, so you still be hooping up at Hayes? And he's like, nah, man, I don't play ball. I'm like, so that's not where I know you from. And he's like, nah. And he like, yeah, I'm not really sure where I know you from, but I know you. And I felt the same way. Like, I know this brother, but I can't place where I know him from. And end of the day, we kind of left it at that. I still don't know where I know him from, and I can remember his face so vividly, even now. But I know him. All right? So, another story. Earl Winfrey, who runs IntellectualRadio.com. Big up to him. He's doing a great job, and we appreciate him for, you know, giving us this path, this available path for us to express ourselves. So big up to Earl. So we were talking a little earlier, and Earl was telling me an experience he had, and I'm gonna share it with you guys. Hopefully he won't mind. You know, if he mind, you know, it's his show. It's his station. He could pull the plug, but I doubt if he does that. So what happened was he went to a seminar. So at this seminar, he sees a guy from across the room, and he knows this guy. Yet in his mind, he can't place where he knows this guy. So it's a 3-hour seminar. Throughout the seminar, you know, he's not really paying much attention to what's going on with the speakers and all that. He's simply trying to figure out where he knows this person from. At the same time, this person is looking at him. So they're both looking at each other, trying to figure out where they know each other from. And throughout the 3 hours, you know, the speakers go up and they talk, but he has no idea what they're talking about. So at the end of the seminar, you know, he's focused on trying to figure out where he knows this guy from. So he heads over towards this guy. At the same time, the guy is heading towards him. So they kind of meet in the middle. They greet, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Where do I know you from? And they sit and talk for about 10 minutes. They go through the schools. They go through the neighborhoods. They go through their lives, basically. And based off of that conversation, there is no way that in this lifetime they could have ever crossed paths based off of their arrangements, their living arrangements, where they lived, where they went to school, the timing, and etc. However, they both are very familiar with each other. That night, when Earl went home and went to sleep, he had a dream. Now, you know, we talk a lot about dreams on the show, but in my opinion, the dream is simply your subconscious talking to you, speaking to you, your higher self talking to you. So consciously, Earl really wanted to know where he knew this person from. His subconscious gave him the answer. So in his dream that night, he dreamed that he was in a war, and he was in this war fighting. And at some point, he had gotten shot or injured in the war. And this person who he had saw at the seminar earlier was there with him. And the person was attempting to save his life. So he tried to rescue Earl, and Earl was, you know, he was hurt or what have you, and he told the guy, man, don't leave me. And the guy like, nah, man, I got you. I'm going to stay. I ain't going nowhere. I got you. And long story short, in that particular dream, Earl died. And, you know, when he died, that person was right there with him. That person who he had saw in his waking reality at the seminar was there with him when he passed away in his dream. Now, that leads me to where this show is going, into the deja vu. What really is a deja vu? We tend to experience memories and feelings, and we hear certain sounds or music or smells even that bring these nostalgic feelings up that we really can't explain. Yet we all have them. What is it? What is a deja vu? That question is also like asking, what is a dream? It's something that everyone understands. So if I walk up to you and say, man, I had a dream last night, you know what a dream is. Although, can I write out the definition of a dream for someone who's never experienced a dream? What would I say to a person who's never experienced deja vu? What would I call it? How would I be able to relate that without that word, deja vu? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure of that answer, but what I am sure of is that it's a common thread that exists within us all. Hence why when a person tells you they're having a deja vu, you know exactly what they're talking about. If I'm not mistaken, deja vu is a French word or something which just means to see again or something of that nature. So a deja vu is simply that. It's seeing again. But wait. It gets much deeper. Because there's no telling if you guys are awake, dreaming about me, or if I'm asleep, dreaming about you. What's really going on? Our brain is telling us things, but how do we know what really is? Even our eyes tell us things that our brain says. Our eyes don't see the outside world. Our eyes see our brain. All right? So what this deja vu is coming up next. So you guys stay tuned in as you are radio. This is your host, Dr. Wassar. Building on deja vu. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay tuned in.
Little brother, Fonte, Big Pooh, and Nice Wonder. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, come on. I can give a fuck about the limelight. I write outside the box till I'm left cashing in jackpots. Uncle Paulie butt naked, no rocks. Got a nigga intense, writing words now it start to make sense. Why I grind every day to pay rent? I done gave all my check before the first dollar could get spent. It's bullshit, ain't it? And they wonder why my eyes jaded. Dark brown with the reflection of hate in it. Brown face with the trace of pain still hovering. Your boy won't let it cover them. Smothering all competition like hash golden brown from the house's beautiful kitchen. Get served pronto, the coolest cat since Estrada's Pronto. I'm a chip off the head honcho, so you know the name. Why play if it's not the win? Oh damn, you done did it again. This record been a hit. Come on, all my beats all day. Get it going, y'all. Real
real B-boys and DJs. Get it up now, everybody live, getting down tonight. What you like, and let's build it up, y'all. Something for the whole family. Check it out, what all the DJs and MCs. Let's get it going on. Put your hands up in the air now. Yeah, now. Now let's move it up. What? Something for my peeps all day. Get it up now, real B-boys and DJs. Keep it going, y'all. And everybody live, getting down, y'all. Let's get it down, let's build it up, y'all. Something for the whole family. Keep it going on. All the DJs and MCs. Let's get it going now. Put your hands up in the air now. Yeah. Whatever you need in this joint, I'm hoping you find. Looking around, it seemed like the appropriate time for me to take my philosophies and quote it in rhymes in an attempt just to open your mind. You know my style, player, a throwback like Cherry Now Laters. On Sunday afternoons in the room, listening to Cal Jada. My rhymes never dramatized. Applied for the job of rap, nigga, but I was overqualified. Apologized to my girl and my kid. Told them that I was sorry for the way that I live. A nigga always being gone so much. Been away so long, I never realized he grown so much. Another studio, another microphone to crush, so I can rock your stereos and headphones and such. And freestyles, we ain't known to duck. I'm known to fuck. Any nigga snatches that I'm on to shit. That's how I play, nigga. Come on like that. For my beats all day. Let's get it going, y'all. Real B-boys and DJs. Get it up now. Everybody live, getting down tonight. What you like, and let's build it up, y'all. Something for the whole family. Check it out, what all the DJs and MCs. Let's get it going on. Put your hands up in the air now. Yeah, now. Now let's move it up, what? Something for my beats all day. Get it up now. Real B-boys and DJs. Keep it going, y'all. And everybody live, getting down, y'all. Let's get it down, let's build it up, y'all. Something for the whole family. Keep it going on. All the DJs and MCs. Get it going now. Put your hands up in the air now. Yeah, now.
As you are radio at IntellectualRadio.com. Checking in, checking back, building on deja vu. We always building on something, useful on this particular show. We don't really talk much about current events, quote unquote current events, like, sports, politics, religion. Although, I pay attention. I saw my Bears get kicked out the playoffs the other day, but it's all good. That was a tough one, but hey, we did it to ourselves. Keeping it moving though, I pay attention to what goes on in the media about, government, and it's a lot of things I pay attention to in this world. But I'm not just sitting there watching TV, being programmed. Nah, I watch television critically. So, sometimes I make it tough for people watching TV with me because I tend to always got something to say about what I'm watching. Not all the time, but a lot of times I got something to say because I can see so clearly the programs. I don't always like what I see because if my mind wasn't where it is, if I didn't have the understanding that I have in a lot of situations, I would simply fall victim. I think I told you guys a while ago about a cartoon I saw when I was about 5 or 6 years of age, and in the cartoon, the evil guy told his partner, it was like, hey man, I got a plan to rule the world. He's like, how you gonna do it, boss? And he says, yo, I'm gonna put this little device inside of everybody's TV in the whole world, and it's gonna hypnotize them. They're gonna be under my spell, and they'll do whatever I say. So he did. He put this little device in every TV in the world, and there was little waves being emitted from the television that when the people watched the TV, their eyes circled as if they were in a daze, and they walked around doing whatever the TV says. Must go buy gifts for Christmas. Must go purchase new car. Must go refinance building. Must go and be a slave. Funny thing about it was that the people who were all under the spell, nobody knew. No one knew that they were under a spell. And there was one guy who, I guess the spell didn't work on him. So he went around waking people up, or doing his best to wake people up. And when he finally began waking people up, that's when they realized that they had been under a spell. But before that, they were like, man, dude, you're crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, man, you nuts. Or you need to just fall in place, and you need to just, get in line, and you need to just, get off that stuff you were on. But the reality of the situation was that he was there to rescue them. It wasn't their fault that they were buttholes or whatever they were. It was a lot of things going on that television was telling them to do that was not true to their character. But they couldn't see it. How could they see it when their eyes are spinning in their head? They're under a spell. You don't really get angry at a person for being sick. You just do your best to heal them. If a person is hypnotized and doing what they're being programmed to do, then, if you're awoke, then you don't be angry at them for being under a spell. Do what you can to free them. Do what you can to show them a new way, a higher way. And whatever way you show them, wherever you lead them, it must be back to themselves, because that's where their true power is. That's where their true self is, all right? Little note there, Big up to my homie Jose Bustos. Jose, what's going on, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute. Thanks for tuning in. And Jose was talking about a movie. I believe he was referring to the movie Inception. When we get into this deja vu thing and this dream world and all this, Inception, if you haven't seen that movie, I would definitely recommend you know what I'm saying, hit your Netflix button and check it out. It's a great movie. I know a lot of folk are at work today, first day of the year. Go ahead, watch a movie, sit back, make some popcorn, give me a shout. I'll come through and make some next level popcorn. Yo, my popcorn, next level. For those of you guys who tasted my popcorn, you already know. And it's only getting better. But anyway, that ain't what this is about. We talking about deja vu. Stay focused. So Inception. Inception was a great movie, and it dabbled into the world of consciousness, which all this deja vu and dream world, and maybe even this waking state is all about consciousness. What level of consciousness? Is this consciousness the authentic, true root consciousness, or is it a different level? Are you inside of a dream, sleep, dreaming? So many ways we can take this, but I want to bring us back to the whole thing of the deja vu. So the deja vu, say, for instance, you're chilling, you're in your living room, you know what I mean, scrolling through some magazines, and then something triggers this deja vu where maybe your cat runs and jumps on the couch, and then you feel it. It's like, hold on, this happened before. And then the goosebumps arise in your arms and your hands, and then you begin looking around. At least I do. You begin looking around, and you want to see what else is coming, and then you have a feeling like, wait a minute, right, so that door is going to open, and before you can finish the sentence, your friend or your lover walks in, and then they say something about something that you already know they were going to say, and you have this feeling, and it's like, wow, deja vu, I just had a deja vu. And typically, when we have these deja vus, we comment on it, shine a little light on it, let everybody know that we noticed it. But that's pretty much it. We have yet to really delve deeper into what this deja vu is, where it comes from. Why does it seem that all human beings experience this phenomenon? What is it? Well, if you tuned in to As You Are Radio, you already know we always taking you to the next level. So I'm going to take you to the next level right now, all right? So deja vu. Deja vu is real simple, yet it's kind of complex. So take your time. Go ahead, get you a notebook, a pen, a paper. Matter of fact, don't get no notebook. Don't get no pen and paper. Just sit down, be cool, chillax. Well, I'm going to have to have all your attention because I'm going to take you on a quick little journey on the deja vu. And I'm going to need all of your mind, all right? So all the brain power you're using, let's tune it in to what we're about to get into, this deja vu. I'm going to take another quick break, play a little music or something for you, and we're going to tune back in a little bit. And when we get in, I'm going to delve right deep into the deja vu. This is your host, Aku Asar, on As You Are Radio, IntellectualRadio.com. Find us here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Building on the deja vu. We'll be right back. Aku Asar. One love.
What are the chords trying to tell me about? Don't you know what I see when I look at you? I see angels in your eyes. You make me wanna kneel down and pray to God. Yeah, there's something exceptional about you. Must have come down from heaven just to be with me, babe. You need to know you're the reason I'm breathing. This is the way that I feel when I'm with you. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. It's the way that I feel when I feel when I'm with you, baby. It's the way that I feel when I feel with you, baby. Check it. I see rainbows in your eyes. Must be a reflection of what's in your mind. You've got the sweetness I need every day. Makes me wanna hold on to you forever, forever. Oh, you need to know you're the reason that I'm still breathing. This is the way that I feel when I'm with you, baby. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. When I'm with you, it's the way that I feel. It's the way when I feel with you. The way I'm with you, it's the way that I feel when I feel with you. When I'm with you, this is the way that I feel when I'm with you. When
folks be thinking they be this and thinking they be that, but do they even really know where they be at in this world? I see life different, and so I don't react. I create by staying in tune with the twirl of the circle that moves in a circular motion in this fantastic ocean of space around the bigger circle that moves circularly. And I say that to say the truth coming can be replaced. A master in the art of being a student of life. See, I can be here now, but if I'm trying to get here, then it's clear that I just ain't doing it right. And yes, the how is less important than the choice to voice who you are. True star, you are. Wrapped in a body, but more like a body of light that was soul brainwashed and took and form in the night. But you cannot not be who you are, true star. Energy raised to the highest degree. In every way you can imagine, you imagining me, and the real me. Not how I was fashioned to be. Passionately urging my peeps to wake from their sleep. 'Cause life is much more than this bore. Word from the sun, spitting spores. This is your host, Aku Asar, on As You Are Radio, on IntellectualRadio.com. You can find me here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., getting it in, building on the science of self. So today, first day of the year, day one. Welcome. Welcome to the next level, 2013, equaling the number 6. All right? Do your research. Build on the number 6 a little bit later. But we building today on deja vus. So right now I'm about to explain to you what a deja vu is. So, you know, pour your little drink, do what you got to do, get comfortable. All right? Relax yourself and take this journey with me. So we already know that the world we live in and the galaxy we live in and the solar system and the universe we live in, it operates in cycles, right? So, you know, here on Earth, from our perspective here, you know, the sun cycles around our planet and, you know, creates what we call days and nights and weeks and months and years and generations. I mean, but it's always cycling. Now, as our Earth cycles and our solar system cycles and our universe cycles, true, nothing is ever the same. It's not possible. There's always something different. No matter how minuscule, it's always going to be something different. It's never going to be the same. Our planet never spins in the same place it's been before. It's always moving. It's always somewhere different. It's always changing. However, it's always cycling. Now, we've been living for however long we've been on this planet for, and, you know, every day, typically, you know, there's similar things that take place. Like, you know, we get up and there's a sun outside, usually in the day, unless it's cloudy or what have you. And, you know, in the evening time or nighttime, you know, we tend to see the stars and the moon. And this goes on kind of repetitively. However, it's always different, but it's pretty much looks the same. It pretty much seems the same, you know, the energies we feel, even our cycles, you know, throughout our years, you know, through the year around, you know, around September, we have a cycle here on the western side of the planet where, you know, the children go back to school and there's an energy in the air because, you know, the summer is ending. And depending on where you live, it's a big deal. But in Chicago, it's a very big deal because it's going to be cold soon. We understand that. But we go through these cycles and we feel these feelings. And it's, if we think about it, you know, it's kind of similar to the feeling we felt last year and the year before and et cetera. The smell in the air, you know, those things bring us back to these same states that we have been in before. So this universe that we're living in is cycling on levels far beyond what our minds can grasp. So I could easily say that, you know, yeah, okay, so we have our universe and it cycles into it creating an Earth every 2 billion years. But what is 2 billion years? I can't process that. You know what I mean? How do I process that as a human being with my mind? How can we process that? We don't process it with our mind. It's not possible. Our mind is infinite. It's limited. It has its boundaries. You know what I mean? So we're not processing a lot of these things like our dreams and our deja vus with our mind. Hence why when you have a dream and, you know, you wake up and you try to recall that dream that you just had, it's gone. And no matter how much you attempt to force your mind to remember, the mind will not remember it because it's not stored in the mind. At the same time, if you were to use your mind to ask yourself maybe what I wore yesterday or what I had for dinner yesterday, the mind, you can work the mind to get that answer. But to get a dream, nah, don't work that way because dreams are not stored in the mind. It's stored somewhere differently. All right? We'll build on the pineal gland soon, too. However, staying focused, our universe cycling for millions and billions and maybe trillions of what we perceive as years. And that's just a way to say for a very, very, very long time. So let's say, for instance, our universe does build an earth or create an earth and an environment for humans to be formed in and come alive, and then not just to come alive, but to become conscious, and then be aware of their own consciousness, and then begin to question their consciousness and live and then fade away. So it's the natural ebb and flow of the universe. So let's say that every time the universe does these cycles and repeats these cycles, although it's never exactly the same, it's similar. Just like yesterday when I got up and I looked into the sky, it was blue and there was a sun out there. Kind of like today. Sky is blue, there is a sun outside shining. I see that. I imagine that tonight won't be much different than last night was, you know. It'll get darker outside and I'll see the moon. The moon, I'll probably see a little bit less of the moon as we're headed towards the new moon. And, you know, it's going to be cold. But, you know, although it appears very, very similar, there are differences. Now, what the deja vu is you remembering. You remember what took place millions and millions and millions of years ago when the earth and the universe cycled to this space where it created a place called Earth. And on Earth, humans developed. And humans created things like time and speech and language and words. And they called things things. They called our days day. We called our nights night. And, you know, we built civilizations and we rose up from wars and we ascended to higher levels and we called each other by names and we all looked exactly or pretty close to what we look like today, if not exactly. So even the places we live, even the places where we live, the cities we lived in, they all look the same and feel the same. And when we're unconscious, we just simply flow with the nature of the universe. So flowing with the nature of the universe, cycle after cycle after cycle, we tend to have these instances where we remember. A part of us remembers. Like, I remember being here, sitting on the couch right here, and the cat ran into the room and jumped on top of the other couch, and then you walked in the room and you asked me something about groceries or something like that, and it's like I remember deja vu. I'm having a deja vu, aka I am remembering an ancient memory. Now, where are these memories coming from? Does my mind remember it? Is it possible that my mind remembers it? But my mind is physical matter. So my mind has been changing forms forever. So maybe it's not my mind. Maybe it's something. It has to be something that's been static, something that hasn't been changing. What about me has been the same since the beginning of time? What part of me is that? What part of me is this recalling the deja vu, bringing it to my awareness? My mind can't grasp it. My body doesn't know what to do, so it bubbles up in the goosebumps, and I have this warm feeling like I know I've experienced this before. It also occurs when I see people who, in other cycles, maybe I had some sort of relationship with them that I know them. Maybe we were close friends or family members or lovers. You never know. But when you see them in this life and you have that connection and you're like, I know this person from somewhere. Well, now you know where you know them from. The same place you are today. An ancient memory. An ancient memory dating back before there were calendars, before there were things called time, before we knew of separation and fear, before all of this that we're experiencing today. We were still here. I know that's a little bit heavy, but I want to let you know that I haven't even really put the weight on there yet, all right? Stay tuned. I'm going to take a quick break. I want you guys to take a moment. I'm going to take a little break, let some music play for a little while. You take a moment and let that marinate. Let that sit in to your consciousness. Find me on Facebook, Aku Asar. Talk to me, chat with me. Let me know what you think. Give us a call. Call into the show, 708-223-8953. Build with me, all right? One love. Aku Asar. See you guys in a sec. One.
It's drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. sun. You know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun. You know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done. That's what I mean. And this whole world's a new world and a bold world. Stars, when you shine, you know how I feel. Sands of the pine, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, I know how I feel. There's a new dawn, there's a new day, there's a new life for me.
Find us here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. I see you out there. Hey, Kimya, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Thank you guys for staying tuned in. We be kind of going there on this show. Kind of. Why am I being so modest? We go there on this show on purpose. I mean, what else we gonna do with our life? Go to school, work a job, retire, and die? I'm good. Let's go there. Let's see what else we got to explore within our own selves. So we here building, yo. We just dropped some science on the deja vu. The deja vu. What is it? The deja vu is an ancient memory. For matter is neither created nor destroyed. It simply changes form. Therefore, if you listening in are physical matter, you have been here always. Always. Trees don't die. Trees transform themselves into grass. You know? Water does not disappear. It transforms itself into air. Fire does not transform things to disappear. It transforms them into smoke, ash. The human body, when it passes over, it decomposes and is eaten by bugs. Life is continually cycling. You know what I mean? We have been told these illusions to the point where we have believed them that, you know, there's some sort of finality in the universe. There's some sort of concreteness to the universe. The only thing that we can say is concrete about the universe is change. Nothing else. Everything changes. Everything in this universe changes. However, there's some aspect that has to headline all of this. Even as the universe cycles, and these cycles that we can gauge in millions and millions of years, what caused it? Where did it come from? Where did it come from? What is it? Well, I ain't gonna leave you in the dark. I'm gonna just let you know it's you. That's all. It's you. I mean, so building back with this deja vu understanding. So we got a new understanding of a deja vu. Let's go a little deeper. All right. So if you're still with me, let's go a little further. Let's keep going, so to speak. So we have a deja vu, and we're remembering ancient memories from a time before time. Even this life as we know it is referred to as the space between two eternities. Life. That's what life is. So after this life fades away and Earth no longer supports humanity and human beings no longer live here in the way that we've done before, and the Earth dissipates and the sun dissipates and the stars dissipate and there's nothingness, then that will be eternity. And then as eternity ebbs and flows in its ebb states, it will create another spark or big bang or creation story, and life will arise again. Now, everything that's taking place in life, every single thing that's taking place in life, there is a record for it. Everything that you have ever thought, everything that you have ever said, every action that you have ever done, it's all been recorded. There is a record for it. The universe keeps track of itself. And a lot of people call this the mind of God. One practical term that I've heard is the Akashic Records. So if you've ever heard of the Akashic Records, then you understand where we're about to go with this. If you haven't heard of the Akashic Records, then let me break it down for you. The Akashic Records are described as containing all knowledge of human experience as well as the history of the cosmos. They are metaphorically described as a library. So just picture, just as you do in a library, you go and whatever it is you want to know about, you go to the particular section and you find out the information. Well, the same thing applies for the universe. If I want to know what a person thought about while they were 5 years of age in the year 1832, say the person's name was Bill Williams. What did this particular Bill Williams think about in 1942, December 12th? Well, I can consult the Akashic Records and I will know. There is a record. Everything you say, everything you think, everything you do, it is accounted for. And you will be, you will always have to reckon with what you think, what you say, and what you do. As we just explained, life is nothing but cycles, circles. What goes around comes around, okay? So be aware of that. All right, so some people call the Akashic Records basically a universal supercomputer or the mind of God. They describe the records as a particular record that is constantly being updated with every thought, every action, every word, every deed, everything that takes place. It's always updating these records. These particular records are accessible to us. Now, a lot of ways that they are accessible to us are ways that we are not commonly familiar with, such as astral projection. What is it to astrally project? Well, astral projection is simple. Astral projection is to basically take your spirit and take it elsewhere other than your body. So picture being lie down on the bed and your spirit stepping up, sitting up from the bed and floating away from your body, connected by an etherical cord, which keeps you attached to your body so that with the quickness of a thought, you can get back to your body. So if you've ever had that dream where maybe you're on a cliff or something and you're falling and you fall and then you fall and whoof, as soon as you hit the quote-unquote ground, you wake up and you're back in your body. Or you had that dream where something's going on and you don't like it and you don't want to be here and it's like, oh my God, no, I hope this is a dream, and then you get back to your body and you wake up immediately. Well, that's because you're astral projecting. Sometimes we do it unconsciously, but there are those of us who do it on purpose. I'm a proponent of doing things on purpose. Okay? Another way that you can access the Akashic records and get whatever information that you like to know. Maybe you want to know who I was in a lifetime prior to this, in a cycle before this. Who was I? What did I look like? What did I talk like? What did I live? What did I do? Another way to access that is through deep hypnosis. Anybody ever been hypnotized? I always recommend if you go and see a person to be hypnotized, take someone you love and trust with you. Okay? That they may not be hypnotized, but they'll watch you. They'll keep you cool. Somebody who's consciously aware so that no one is manipulating your mind when you don't know them. All right? However, deep hypnosis can bring about things that you would never have imagined are inside of you. Because in a hypnotic state, you're basically consciously sleeping. So you're asleep, but you're conscious. So while you're sleeping, there are no fears, there are no boundaries that I have to be bound by. I can access all that I am in this particular state of hypnosis. So I can instill programs and say, hey, bark like a dog. Or every time you hear a bell ring, I want you to stand up on one foot. You know what I mean? It's a lot that could take place in a hypnotic state because you're wide open. You're open, and that's why I say take someone you love and trust with you to look after you. At least the first time, until you feel comfortable with whoever it is that you're using to help you get into this trance-like state. Okay? In these trance-like states, we tap into our awareness, or we become aware of our awareness and how much it is that we truly have taken in. So oftentimes we think we're not paying attention to things because consciously we aren't paying attention to it. However, the subconscious is a superconscious. It's a superconsciousness which pays attention to everything and notices every single thing that takes place in your environment. It knows it, it feels it, it sees it, it reads it, it hears it, it smells it, and it collects it. And this information is stored in the Akashic records. Okay? So when we're unconscious of tapping into our Akashic records, but we have profound moments where we feel like we should remember something, we remember it. We remember it through the deja vu. And the deja vu is what I used to call the deja vu was a guide to let you know that you're on track. Now, is it the right track? Is it the track for where you want to go? I don't know. Maybe we can tap into this deja vu a little bit deeper and find out what happens next. So in the life before, when the cat ran into the room and jumped on the couch and you asked me something about the grocery store, and I said, yeah, and then I went to the grocery store, and when I got into the car, I had a car accident. And maybe something happened, and maybe I was hurt very badly. Well, now that I've tapped into my deja vu and into my Akashic records, I know what happened before. Therefore, this lifetime, I may choose to do something differently. Imagine having that much power over your life. to be able to guide your life based off of experience, not based off of he say, she say, or what's socially correct or politically correct, or what your friends think, or what people are telling you, but basing it off of your experience. Like, man, nah, I'm not going to the grocery store right now because you know what? I've been here before. And last time this happened, I got hurt. And guess what? I don't feel like getting hurt this time. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to chillax on this couch. And I'm going to rub my pussy cat. Come here, kitty kitty. Imagine being able to access your Akashic records to get wisdom from your own self versus seeking a church, a preacher, a radio host, a TV show, a doctor, an attorney. Imagine being able to tap into your own experience and get the answers for yourself, from yourself. Who better to trust in this world than your own self? However, if you're going to trust yourself, the first step is you're going to have to get to know yourself. You have to get to know who you are. You have to dispel all of the lies and the rumors about you being this limited being that is bound by rules made up by people who do not have your best interest in mind. Don't even have their own best interest in mind. Imagine living a life where you're free. Free from the fears of what may happen, what could happen, what they told me was going to happen, but just knowing. Imagine just knowing. Well, here on As You Are Radio, you stay tuned in here, you will be tuned in, and you will get to know. You will get to know yourself on a level that you have not ever really imagined in this lifetime. As You Are Radio, building on the science of self. Today we're building on the topic of deja vus. This is your host, Aku Asar, giving you all that I got, taking a quick break. Hopefully you take a break, let it marinate, come back and give me all that you got. All right?
Vamos parar logo com essa mania. Você sabe que eu durmo de dia. Não se esqueça de não me acordar. Nosso horário é bem diferente. Quando você para eu vou em frente.
Iroquois getting it in. I am the big homie Akuasar getting it in on As You Are Radio. Every Tuesday, you can find us here on IntellectualRadio.com. We've been spending the last hour or so building on Deja Vu's, kind of dropped some jewels on it. And I don't know, like I have these feelings, and I know when the spirit moves, and the spirit has moved. So you can always check the shows out. They're on my Facebook page. So just go on my Facebook page, Akuasar, AKHUAUSAR. If we're not friends, add me as a friend, and then you can go on my page and you can listen to the radio show. You can even see the video. What up? How you doing? So check it out every Tuesday. If you miss it on Tuesday, you can catch it on Wednesday. But you can always go on to IntellectualRadio.com and just stay tuned. I like to play IntellectualRadio.com in the background of my life. Just hit play and go about my business. And I tune in to some shows more than I do others. It's natural. But I find great shows, nothing but great shows on the network. Funny shows. Got some great radio hosts on this network. Got some great music on the network, some wonderful DJs. It's a whole lot going on, some intellectual conversations, topics ranging from everything from relationships to money. So stay tuned in to IntellectualRadio.com. It's always something popping on IntellectualRadio.com. How many days in a year? 365 days in a year. IntellectualRadio.com, 24 hours of those 365 days. There's something going on. So as you are, we're playing often. Catch us when you catch us. But you can always catch us live on Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right, so tune in. Yeah, so here on As You Are Radio, like I was saying earlier, we don't typically do things the way that everybody else does them. So As You Are Radio, we kind of redefine our whole world for ourselves. It's an innate feature of this show because me, the host, I've done the same thing for myself. For instance, my parents named me Dennis Dixon Jr., and that's what they define me as, Dennis Dixon Jr. Well, I reached a point in my life where I decided, you know what? I think it's time for me to define myself for me. Who do I say I am? What do I want to call myself? Now, don't get me wrong. Dennis Dixon Jr., great name. It's my father's name. I love my father. So, great name. And it stems from, Dennis stems from the Greek name Dionysus. Dionysus is a cool cat. Matter of fact, Dionysus was the god of wine and chivalry. And Dionysus, kind of like me, knows exactly how to throw a great party. You know what I mean? He used to throw the parties for the king, for the kingdom back in the day. Dixon means, well, in my opinion, it means two things. It means the son of Dick. So if I'm the son of a Dick, then I guess son of Dick. That can be taken in different ways, but do you. But it also means ruler. So I guess the question is, what am I ruling? What do you decide to rule? If I'm going to rule anything, it's going to be myself. I'm going to rule myself free, if that makes any sense to you. I'm going to rule myself to be free. Okay? And Junior, or the second. I am the second of this name, Dennis Dixon. Okay? However, in my life, I decided to name myself what the Spirit led me to call myself. Maybe it is my true name. Maybe it is the name I've had ever since. Aku or Sar. Aku. Aku. I can identify with Aku because Aku simply is the opener of the way. So the Aku are really a race of people. And it's more so of a title than a name. It's the openers of the way. The shining ones. The ones who shine their light and they tap on that door and ask you to open it, or they stick a key in the door and unlock it and open it, or, they axe kick that door until it hits the ground and opens. However, one way or the other, the Aku are the openers of the way, and they will open the way. And as you can tell, what I do here on this show is I open the way to yourself. Shine a little light. Lead you back home. You know what I mean? Asar. What is Asar? Asar is the anointed one. It's a title as well. Asar or Christ. Same thing. The ones that are anointed by God. Now, don't get it twisted. We are all the anointed ones. All right? It's just a matter of accepting your greatness, as I have. It's not really the quote-unquote end thing to do in this Western society to be great and know it and live it and talk about it and express it in your actions, your walk, your dress, your talk, your style, everything. But when you do, you know what I mean, you tend to stand out from the masses. The masses, commonly referred to as sheeple, being led to the slaughter. You know what I mean? But what if these quote-unquote sheeple were to awaken to their greatness, their power, how the magnitude of their abilities? You're talking about a human being. We talk about this all the time, how one atom split is enough to blow up an entire city. For decades, its effect will still rule that city. We're talking about one atom. One atom. Now, if I had one strand of hair, how many atoms do you think I would find inside one strand of hair? Maybe 100 million? Imagine the power you have. Why don't you know about it? Why isn't television promoting you tapping into your own power? Why is it always sending you to a doctor or someone who's going to want money? Why are they attempting to always drain your resources for things that exist within your own self? Why is it that I often see our power being manipulated to be used against us? Did you know that whatever you think will manifest in your reality? So, oftentimes we think we're doing something good when we say we're joining the Fight Cancer Walk, and we're going to fight cancer, and we're doing the AIDS walk, and we're going to fight this disease, or we're doing the leukemia walk or breast cancer, or all these walks promoting this nonsense, these illusions. The more energy we give to these things, the stronger they become. But what if, for a lifetime, we all decided to focus our energy on something higher, like perfect health? Is not perfect health possible? Why not? If you don't think so, then ask yourself, are you free? I've not ever heard of other beings experiencing the things that we humans with our minds experience. The dis-eases, the suffering, the pain, the things that we tend to go through. Maybe it's not us. And maybe it's no coincidence. I know we say, it's in your genes, your parents had it, so you got it. You got nonsense. When I was a child, I remember I had to be 5 or 6 years of age, and my mom took me to the doctor. And the doctor told my mother and me right there, well, he's got anemia, so he's going to be an anemic child, so he's not going to be able to keep up with the children. And, he's not going to be able to run, and he's not going to be able to do these different things the other children are going to do. He's going to have to rest and relax and sit down, and yada, 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 yada. And this doctor is sitting there cursing a child who is 6 years of age. Why would he attempt to curse me that way? Well, I didn't accept it. I never accepted it. Yeah, I heard him. I just didn't care. So, as I lived my life, I kept up with other people. I ran with them. I competed against them. I often won. People who were not diagnosed as anemic from a doctor, a guy getting paid for me to be sick and unhealthy. Well, I ain't on that. You know what I mean? Hopefully you ain't on that. Hopefully you're going to tap into your own self, your own greatness, your own power, your own wealth. You are very abundant. You are very, very abundant. Beyond, I can't even express it in words how abundant you are. The energy you have is so phenomenal. So phenomenal. You can create marvelous things if you just choose to. But you have to wake up, all right? I know a lot of us tend to, our egos tend to tell us that we're good. I'm good, I'm straight, I'm conscious, I'm woke, I'm this, I'm that. But we all got room to grow. Stay open, stay soft, you know what I mean? Don't get hard with this life. Soften up, stay soft. You know what I mean? Be open for something new. If this entity we call God is alive, then God is growing. So God got to stay open for something new. Even God got to stay open for something new, what about you? I mean, because everything alive is growing. And if it ain't growing, it's dying. But if you alive, you growing. So God, if you alive, you growing. You know what I mean? So you got to stay open. You know what I'm saying? To harden yourself, to become set in ways that you call yours but are not your ways. To become set in those ways is death, is suicide. Wake up. All right. Man, I've been giving a lot of energy. I want to give a little bit more energy to you guys. I got some ideas. We probably won't have time to build on them in detail today, but I have some ideas I want to begin to share with you guys. And I'm going to share them in a very creative way. And at the same time, as I'm always doing, we're going to continue to stimulate and activate and move them chakras around, you know what I mean? Move them chakras in a way that begin to awaken them, that they may begin to awaken you, and you tap into your power. This is your host, Aku Asar, on As You Are Radio. I'm going to take a quick break and check back with y'all in a little bit. Big up to my homegirl, Lauren. Talk to her, mama.
Freedom time now. It's freedom. Said it's freedom time now. Time to get free. Oh, give yourself up now. It's freedom. Said it's freedom time. Yo, there's a war in the mind over territory for the dominion. Who will dominate the opinions, schisms and isms, keeping us in forms of religion, conforming our vision to the world church's decision, trapped in a section, submitted to committee election, moral infection, epidemic lies and deception, insurrection of the highest possible order, distort, and I take recorders from hearing like underwater, beyond the borders, find a sin and disorder, bound by the strategy of systemic depravity, heavy as gravity, head first in the cavity, without a bottom, a fate worse than Sodom. What's got them drunk off the spirits? Truth comes, we can't hear it when you've been programmed to fear it. I had a vision, I was falling in indecision, appalling, calling religions a program on television. How can dominant wisdom be recognized in a system of antichrists and majority rules, intelligent fools? PhDs an illusion, masters of mass confusion, bachelors of past delusion. Now who you choosing? The head of the tail, the bloodshed of the male, or confidence in the veil? Conference is a gale, discussing doctrines of bail, causing people to fail, keeping the third in jail. Its words nailed everything to the tree, severing all of me from all that I used to be. Formless and void, totally paranoid, enjoying darkness is Lord, keeping me from the sword, blocked from mercy.
bitter and thirsty, hungry and thirsty for good meat. We would eat and still dine at the table of deceit. How incomplete. From confrontation to retreat, we belong to true enemies' defeat. Destitute of necessity, cause and desperation to get the best of me. Punishment till there was nothing left of me. Realizing the unescapable death of me. No options in the valley of decision. The only doctrine, supernatural circumcision. Inwardly, only water can purge the heart from words to fiery darts thrown by the workers of the arts. Iniquity, shaping in, there's no escaping when your whole philosophy is paper thin. In vanity, the wide road is insanity. Could it be all of humanity? Picture that, scripture that. The origin of man's heart is black. How can we show up for an invisible war? Preoccupied with a shadow, making love with a whore. Aching the sores, Babylon the great mystery. Mother of human history, system of social sorcery. Our present condition needs serious recognition. Where there's no repentance, there can be no remission. And that sentence more serious than Vietnam. The atom bomb in Saddam and Minister Farrakhan. What's going on? What's the priority to you? By what authority do we do? The majority hasn't a clue. Read majored in curses, search the chapters, check the verses, recapture the land, remove the mark from off our hands, so we can stand in agreement with his command. Everything else is damn, let them with ears understand. Everything else is damn, let them with ears understand. It's freedom, said it's freedom time down here. It's freedom, said it's freedom time now. It's freedom, I'ma be who I am. It's freedom time, said it's freedom time. Everybody knows that they lied. Everybody knows they perpetrated inside. Everybody knows that they're guilty as resting on their conscience, seeing their inside. Get free, be who you're supposed to be. Freedom, that is freedom time now. Freedom, that is freedom time. Freedom, freedom time.
It's time to be free, y'all. Let's get it. I'm getting it in over here, as you already are. IntellectualRadio.com. This is Akua Star. Sitting here, we just been building on the science itself, waking ourselves up subtly, but very powerfully. And I got a new segment of the show that I'm going to kick off today, you know what I'm saying? We're going to kick it off every episode. And it's work. It's the work that we're doing, the work of awakening. So we do things on purpose, but we do a lot of subtle things that you may or may not notice. But you know what I'm saying? I like to drop a little insight in. So this is a little background story. So if you guys been tuning in, you guys know about the party that we're going to have coming soon. Details you'll find out about at the perfect time. But 3-day party. You know what I mean? And like I told you guys, my parents named me Dennis, which is from the name Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and chivalry, the cat who used to throw the bombest parties in all of the land. Yeah, he is I and I am him. Okay, so Dennis is going to throw that 3-day party. That 3-day party is what Dionysus was really known for. It was like once a year or once every couple years or something. But it was a big gala. So I'll just tell you a little bit about it. Like in Greek folklore, Dionysus, god of wine, god of chivalry, god of having a good time, was especially known for the annual 3-day gala, the 3-day party. It's a party hosted by the king where all of the beautiful people of the town were invited to come and have the time of their life. Okay? Now, if you ever attended a party thrown by Dionysus, then you will not ever be the same. So the same way you come in is not going to be the same way you come out. I mean, picture this. The night of the party, you arrive at the gates of the castle where you're met by a person whom you've never met before that seems to know more about you than you'd expect a complete stranger to know. I mean, little things like your full name. Greetings, Shalicia Brittany Loveall. Or would you prefer me to call you Lily? My name is Ya Moore, and I'll be your guide and personal assistant on this level of the party. Now, if you'll hand me your coat and your invitation, your journey through the mysterious world of self shall begin. So, you go pull out your invitation out your satchel, and, you know what I mean, before you can really hand it to him, your sense of smell is pleasantly assaulted with a sweet smell of, I don't know, freshly baked treats, breads, pies, cakes, and etc. Your senses are beginning to heighten as you begin to feel how wonderful this night is going to be. Your invitation is a smaller satchel with Dionysus' emblem etched into it on the front and your name etched into it on the back, and both sides are drizzled with diamond dust. Inside this diamond-crusted cloth pouch is a half an ounce of pure gold coins, which you hand to Ya Moore. You're standing inside a large, plain-looking galley, and that's where they greet the visitors and they store the belongings until after the gala. Now, Ya Moore explained to you that when the gala ends, you will get your satchel back and you'll be able to keep it. However, the coins that you gave will be replaced with 1 ounce of pure gold. So, on every level, you will not enter and leave in the same way. So, you're walking with Ya Moore, your guide, whoever your guide is, and you're talking, you're chatting, walking toward these doors. Say they're 20, 30, 40 feet tall. And you're walking toward these doors, and Dionysus is giving you a little insight, but as you get closer, the scents, the smells become more arousing, and the sounds begin to invade your space, and you can hear what sounds like people having a good time. Lightheartedness, laughter, forks clinging against plates, glasses clinging against trays, and Dionysus is somewhere in that party doing his best to make sure that everybody is having the time of their life. Okay, so your guide lets you know that I will be your host on this particular level. You, in particular, have been granted by the king access to every level of the party. Everyone does not have access to every level, but you do. Not only do you have access to every level, but you have the ability to take any one person on any level to a level higher if you so choose. And that's just because of you. That's because of who you are. All right? So you step into the party, these doors swing open towards you, and you see a grand ballroom. Beautiful. Beautiful. The beauty is it's taking your breath away as you stand and you look and you notice that all of the design is in the color red. And as your guide looks at you, your guide lets you know, like, this level is level 1. We simply call this level Muladhara. So you step into the party and you notice that the floors are beautifully polished red marble. The tables have red tablecloths and food bursting all over the place. Great designs on the wall, beautiful art, sculptures, lights forming patterns, figure eighting all throughout the party, keeping the energy moving. You have hostesses and hosts walking around serving you drinks, food, hors d'oeuvres, and etc. Special treats even. Things that we won't even get into at this point. You look at the table. The table is decorated marvelously with great food already prepared for you. already sliced and divided in ways that you can grab one easily, and you have places to place the things that you no longer want set up easily. The music, soothing. The music is more casual, it's kind of laid back. It's kind of relaxing even. And this particular music causes you to feel more comfort, you know what I mean? That's really what this party is about, feeling comfort. So inside of level 1, you begin to see faces of people who you'd imagine you'd only seen or would only see on television or magazines. Beautiful people, their energy beautiful, and you'd swear that these people have known each other for years. However, they all have just met, and you begin to become greeted by other guests of the party will ask you who you are, where you from, what are you into. You begin to have conversations with people about topics that you've never discussed before. How dope is that? Now, while building with these people, you have dancers dancing, parading around the ballroom, wearing red dancing outfits, beautifully flowing god and goddess outfits, causing the energy to rise and vibrate even higher. What we're doing here is we are tapping into the energy of the root chakra, the Muladhara. Hence why this level is known as Muladhara. Everyone will not get past Muladhara this year. Maybe next year. They'll spend 3 days in this room alone, and that would be fine, because in this room alone you will have all of the food you would ever imagine you would want to have. You will have all of the drinks you'd ever imagine you want to have. In this room, you will have sections where you will have dancing going on, and you will have other sections where you have people doing karaoke and laughing and having a good time. You'll have sections where there are comedians cracking jokes, keeping the energy high, vibrating on a basic level, just causing you to feel more relaxed and grounded in your own self, just being here. This is level 1, known as Muladhara. In Muladhara, you meet some of the most fascinating and intriguing people that you've ever met, and you all are bringing the best of yourselves to the party, which is bringing out the best of everyone else in the party. And you know what? This, my friends, this is only level 1. We're still at the base. We're still at the foundation of this party. We haven't really gotten into what this party is all about, which is total and complete transformation. All right, so for some of us, it may take, 1 time to come to the party. For some of us, it may take 10 times to sit on level 1. But at some point, we will continue to grow in this particular 3-day party. So, you stay tuned in to As You Are Radio with your host, Aku Asar. And next Tuesday, we will all ascend to level 2 of the party. Okay? Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is your host, Aku Asar of IntellectualRadio.com. Find me here every Tuesday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Getting it in, building on the science itself. Stay tuned in.
Fish swam out of the ocean and grew legs and they started walking. And the apes climbed down from the trees and grew tall and they started talking. And the stars fell out of the sky and the tears rolled into the ocean. And now I'm looking for a reason why you even set my world into motion. 'Cause if you're not really here, then the stars don't even matter. Now I'm built to the top of fear, that is all just a bunch of matter. 'Cause if you're not really here, then I don't wanna be doesn't matter. I'm filled to the top with fear that it's all just a bunch of matter. Cause if you're not really here, I don't wanna be either. I wanna be next to you.